The gas station isn't anchored to anything. It floats. It follows the current. We might run into it anywhere along the river. Kate just starts looking for it when she's low on fuel. And the echo provides. It's not usually on the lake though. That was strange. Kate likes to wait until the very last minute to refuel. She says the place doesn't have a name. Kate had a theory. You mean a hypothesis? She likes to wait until the last minute to refuel. She's a thrill seeker. I can't pronounce that. That's a thrill seeker. And you'd never guess it. She seems so centered, doesn't she? I've always thought so. Maybe that's why she enjoys rocking the boat a little. She knows she can stay upright through a little bad weather. So she can just relax and enjoy the chaos. Well, I admire her confidence. But there was plenty of chaos to go around that night already. With that ugly storm upstairs. Though we didn't know the extent of the flood damage yet at that point. Oh, the storm. Whoa, is that... Like there's debris here, right? That's debris. I see a chair. A table. I think that's a TV. Okay, so that must have been a lot of damage. Anyway, my mechanical musician friends went ashore for a bit, too, looking for some snack food, and Kate doesn't stock anything aboard the Mucky Mammoth. That doesn't grow wild. Wait, what? She doesn't stock anything on the boat that doesn't grow wild. Okay, so I guess she doesn't stock any processed food. It's not to everyone's taste, or maybe just to stretch their limbs and change their batteries. Could be. They came back looking refreshed, they came back kind of confused. I want good things to happen to these characters, so they came back looking refreshed. I'm sure they needed that moment to themselves. You wouldn't think a pair of who made their living performing on a stage could be so introverted, but they really were in their way. Sure, they had plenty of friends along the river where they traveled and performed often in those days, but I think nobody else ever really got through. That inner circle was drawn with 2 strokes. I mean, for a while anyway. Okay. Naturally, I assumed they met the gas station attendant, a man as anonymous and itinerant as the place itself. I assume he talked their ears off. Everyone on the river does, but I know that fellow well enough to know he wouldn't want us reminiscing on him now. Is he dead? So they came back aboard the Mammoth, refueled, and we ambled on towards the rum colony. I guess that's it? Shannon retreated to TV room to browse the Mammoth video collection. She followed the others, traveled ashore and to a drowsy beachside bar called the Rum Colony. Listen, I'm gonna be a bad friend here, because I don't want to watch Conway drink himself into oblivion, so I'm not going to go to the bar. I'm going to check the weird videos. Who knows, maybe they have a copy of The Ring. I hope not. I really hope not. Act 4, Scene 3. The Mucky Mammoth. Like, how much further to deliver whatever we have to deliver? see the cat. And is that the dog? I think that's... Yeah, that's the dog. Here's the hat and here's the butt. And the cat's watching it eat or something. So what are you watching? I forgot her name. So what are you watching, my dear friend? Sounds weird. Next. Eject. Search. The shelves are full of dusty tapes. Some have been relabeled several times, the stickers piling up thick on their spine. Birds, funeral weather. Birds? Why'd you turn off the light? Blueback morning swings across the screen. The birdwatcher tramps through dewy grass. He stops with a wet grunt and rests the camera on a pile of rocks. Birds from Great Distance, episode 12, appears briefly on the screen. He twists the lens by hand, pushing the frame past trees onto the road and coming to a halt, zoomed in on the fuzzy fist-sized artifact resting on the momentary stroke of the television wire. Okay. Shannon and the birdwatcher observe. He breathes heavily and she holds her breath, like she's afraid he might hear, afraid of distracting him or being discovered and contaminating his perfect isolation. Traffic picks up, indifferent. As the sky lightens, the black smudge on the center of the frame gradually becomes more prominent, but never in a greater detail. Okay. So I guess you didn't manage to record the bird because of a smudge on the lens? Not bad, I guess. Eject. Search. I guess I'm gonna have to watch them all. Whoa. More birds! Question mark, question mark, question mark. Funeral thing. Weather. Let's watch weather. Sounds harmless enough. Oh, is it the Weather Channel? The on-screen title identifies the program as The History of Weather, Volume 3, Drought. Oh. Over footage of a dry riverbed, the program narrator explains the difference between modern drought and ancient drought. The narrator proposes that modern drought may hardly be considered weather at all, since its severity and behavior are so influenced by human activity. Huh. Boring. Okay. She doesn't like that. Search. Science? It looks like Will, though much younger, reclined on a sofa and taking calls, his arm draped over the back of the couch, holds a bottle of something clear. People call in with stories of their encounters with the supernatural. Will offers little commentary or response. He acknowledges them. Sometimes he interrupts to clarify or repeat something back to them. Mostly he just listens and pulls from that clear glass bottle. A handmade banner strung above the couch reads, "I believe you." Okay. Will? Like, he doesn't ask questions or refute your point. He just believes you. Let's try the question marks. That awful hum. It seems to start before Shannon even hits play. Then there's a familiar room. There are the blank grey walls marked with tape and school desk. And this time she notices a few more details. The murky carpet like standing water. Some video equipment stashed in the corner. A row of lockers. And there's Weaver, looking serenely at the camera. As before, she starts speaking, and as before, there's no sound, but that hum. Shannon finds Weaver's words coming back to her as they appear in caption on the screen. Mail, school, and these magnificent, tragic horses. Go underground as deep as you can. The air is cool, and the earth is damp, and when you close your eyes, you are surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is? You'll find your way from there. I think this place is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy here, even without the mail, school. The text repeats for a few minutes, and Shannon stops the tape. Okay. Funeral thing? We might as well. Might as well check them all out. An elderly couple sits on folding chairs in the middle of a studio. Undecorated except for a funeral lily in a thin blue vase on the table. The lights are a bit too dim to make out their features. She reads from a newspaper with unhurried efficiency. Gloria B. of Montfortville passed away on Monday at her residence. Survivors include her children, Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, and Bobby. Bobby, okay. All of Montfortville. A memorial service will be held at 7 p.m. Thursday at Atten Hoffman Funeral Home in Montville, with cremation to follow. Why did she call them Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, and just Bobby? That's weird. She never knew Gloria. He thinks he may have heard her name, wondering aloud if she ever worked at the cafe downtown where the Montville. There in Montfortville. The woman who ran that place was once called Gloria, and maybe still is. They take a call, someone who knew Gloria B., if not very well, The caller once installed a satellite dish at Gloria's house, a 900 square foot ranch-style home on 2 acres at the dead end, backed by weeds and pines. When the caller mounted the ladder up to Gloria's roof, she slid open a window and tugged urgently at his pant legs. He followed her gaze behind the house to the wild turkeys picking through the weeds. Gloria and the caller watched, silent and still, as the huge bird foraged obliviously into the trees. Then he installed a satellite dish. What? So... Okay, so he climbed on the roof. Well, he tried to climb on the roof to install the satellite dish. She urgently urged him to look over at the back of the house. There were turkeys grazing, and the turkeys went into the wood. And then nothing happened. He just installed a satellite dish. What was so urgent about that? Sad. Aww. It is kind of sad. I mean, it's funerals. It's always kind of sad when people die. Browse. Art thing. More birds. It's raining heavily as the little birds from as the title, Birds from Great Distances, episode 27, flashes on screen. She knows by the sound, the volley of rainwater on mud, tree branches, the rusted bed of an old pickup, and on the birdwatcher's own skin and hair. Okay. He swears under his breath. She can hear the rain there, too, in his wet breath and the wet exclamation of his palm, slopping the water from his forehead and shoulders. So it's raining. You could have just said it's raining. The camera is pointed at a cedar shed with one hinged door angling erratically from the wind. From this distance, it's hard to tell if it's been damaged or simply left open. When the door swings wide, she can see the shed is full of small boards, scraps, maybe, or rough cuts pieces meant for a very small project, and then stacked carelessly on shelves in piles, quickly sorted and then forgotten. I thought this was about birds. And there's the bird! Cool! A blue ball taking shelter. A blue ball? That's a bird? Okay. Taking shelter on the shed roof, nested in scrapwood. How many more do I have to look at? Birds again. Oh. Seems like there's infinite tapes here. She seemed to kind of like the bird, so one last bird. Just to see if it says again afterwards. I want to make some progress though before my voice goes out. The video is black. Shannon only knows it's playing because of the cicadas, and then Birds from Great Distances, episode 81. The screen isn't totally dark, of course. It's what she thinks of a video black, a deep mottled blue noisy with magnetic decay, and the cottony limits of the camera's sensors. It's the black she sees before she goes to sleep. The night black, the eyes shut against streetlight black. She has more words for it than she expected. She wonders what words the birdwatcher uses for it. She wonders where he is, relative to the camera, or where the bird is, for that matter. Enough. Enough! Enough of the bird!